All right. Hey, finally. Holy cow. All right, guess we're live finally on YouTube and Facebook. Been sitting here trying to get this thing to go. It took 3 attempts to load YouTube once again tonight. But anyway, we're up. We're on, ready to go. Gary's here, ready to get some plates. Neil's here. Randy with the Nut Farm. Matt, Ryan, and Amy are on, hanging out, watching some Sanford and Son. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a little Lamont, hanging out with a little Lamont. Pete's here. Kevin L. Jesse made it back. Big Job's here. Charles is on with us. Austin's on. Glad you guys all made it tonight and are ready to go. There's Jim. Let's get the night rolling with a Hudson badge. And as always, I think we're still working everywhere. Jeff from Ottawa. As always, we'll catch a little housekeeping, then we'll get ready to roll tonight. Autocorrect, please double check your comment before you send it. If autocorrect changes it to something I can't understand, I will have to skip it. I try to catch most of them. I miss some of them, but if I can't understand it, I have to skip it. So, Cream City Pete made it. JP's here with us. I have something I need on the Nobody's page. Okay, Matt? Sam's here. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. If you want to hang out and watch there, you're perfectly fine. If you want to comment, participate in the auctions, participate in the chat, I cannot see the comments on the Nobody Show Facebook page. You'll need to be on the Nobody Show YouTube channel or the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page, as that's where the video is shared from that page. So, trolls, we do occasionally get trolls. We haven't had too much trouble with them here as of late. Pete and Kevin L help us out with that, but occasionally one will sneak in. You guys do a great job of letting them know they're not welcome. We do have the Supercharged Super Chat badge ready to go for any Super Chats that pop up. And as always, it is YouTube system, and we are dealing with ads, and that is their game. All we can do is try to work around it best we can. So anyhow, I know I had a busy week. I don't know how about you guys, but before we get too far into anything, one thing I definitely want to bring up, merchandise from Pappy, the plates and the mugs that we're getting ready to order. I need a hard count by Tuesday so that he can get this stuff done for the gathering. That way, a lot of you guys that are coming in, it will be here to hand to you at the gathering. Otherwise, the rest of it, I know some of you guys have ordered that aren't coming. I will just work that in with your shipments as we have auction pieces, raffle prizes, et cetera, going out. So, Dispatch Brian made it. So keep that in mind. I will need to give him a number by Tuesday to make sure that he can get this stuff done and on the way here so that it is here for the gathering. So if you're interested, it's $15 per item, mugs or plates. And like I said, anybody that's coming to the gathering, we're going to try to have them here by then. And if not, then I'll just work it into whatever shipments you have going. So, but I do need to let him know by Tuesday so that he can get them done, printed, and shipped out here so that they're here by April 26th. Yes, I do think I've got yours, Big Job. That's a great point, Big Job. Thanks for bringing that up. Glenn, Kevin Brown, Matt Williams, Randy Ellenberger, John Sanderson, and Big Job. Those are the orders that I do have as of right now. Just PayPal me on it, Pete, and just mark what it's for. And then I'm going to send Pappy one check for everything. And then, like I said, if you're not at the gathering, I'll start working them into your other shipments after that. So, but thanks for bringing that up, Big Job. That is who I have solid orders from at this point. So, hey, there's Bill Disk. And like I said, if we need to do another order later, I'm sure that won't be a problem. I just, like I said, several of you guys are going to be here. Glenn, Kevin, John Sanderson, you're all going to be here for the gathering. So I figured as much of this as we can have here that weekend, then the better off we'll be. So anyway, like I said, if we're going to do another order later, it won't be a problem at all. It's actually in the description of this video, Pete. If you want to, after we get done, just go back and click on the description part, and it's in the text of the video part. So, or you can call me. Call me tomorrow too. Randy Weiniger, show the plate again. There it is. So anyway, wanted to make sure I caught that first thing so that I didn't forget, and then and then not have the order ready for Pappy on Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesdays, last Toy Tuesday got cut short on us. If you guys were on, we were trucking right along through some signs. And okay, Gary, just put it through. Or did you pay on PayPal, Gary? I don't remember. Kevin with us on Facebook tonight. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm printing the PayPal receipts, and then I will send Pappy one check for everything. So he's not dealing with it all individually either. So I just need to get the order in by Tuesday. So, but speaking of Tuesday, obviously we were trucking through some pretty cool signs Tuesday night when I lost everybody. We had some storms moving in, and it set the alarms off out at the yard, and then so my phone started going off because of the alarms. And that kicked us off. So Mike from Texas is here. Oh, okay. Well, just put it all together, Gary. And that PayPal info is on there. Or if you don't want to use PayPal, just call me tomorrow and we can you can send me a check or whatever. We can do that too. Whatever's easier for you, Gary. Not a problem. Scott's here. So we'll try again to do some more signs this Tuesday night because I actually got more signs this week. Shockingly, to probably no one on here that I ended up with more signs last week. Billy Bowman's made it tonight. Kenny Peterson's here. Joe's with us on Facebook. Do you have any luck on flights, Kenny? So hopefully this Tuesday things will work. And then, all right, awesome, Kenny. I'm excited. Great. Sweet. The Nobody training course that we've been working on. Sounds great, Gary. We've been getting together on Thursday nights, every other Thursday. So this Thursday night, we will be getting together again, Pete, Bill, and myself. If you want to join that, you guys can step up and join the Nobody Premier membership group. And that's where we get into the nuts and bolts of what I do. Our entire first get together was basically spent going through a big load of stuff that Bill was looking at and considering buying because there was a lot of volume there. But after I went through the pictures he sent me, there wasn't a lot of value there. So it, would not have been a very profitable endeavor had he jumped on that one. So that's right. It turned into a lot of work. So that's, John Anderson made it. So that's kind of the stuff we do. Plus, we're going to get into all the nitty gritty about how I do things as far as shipping, buying, packaging, storing, marketing, all that stuff. So, we did kind of go to the Twilight Zone Tuesday. So we will be getting together again Thursday night if that is something you're interested in. You can join the Nobody's Premier membership level. And it will let you right in, and it will send you a notification when I jump on live. Oh, Kevin's over here now. Kevin, you're everywhere. You're bopping up everywhere. Or if you got questions about it, just give me a call. Our good friend Phil Skinner stopped by this week. If you guys remember, several months ago, probably 6 months ago or so, Phil stopped through, hung out with us for a while on Sunday night, got to see Phil again on his way back from Auburn, Indiana. He does a lot of the memorabilia for Worldwide Auctions, as well as he is, I think, the world's most renowned Edsel expert. There ain't nobody on this planet that knows late 50s Fords like that dude does. So it's great to see Phil stop by, catch up for a little bit. And we talked a lot about the market, obviously, with him working for Worldwide and being all over the country, involved in a lot of this stuff. He feels also that the market is in a bit of a lull. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here when we go over some Mecum Houston stuff. I did talk to Jim Wicks last couple nights, actually. So, but that's kind of what Phil's gut feeling is as well, that the market is in a lull right now. So we'll see how that shakes out. But regardless, always great to see Phil. Something else exciting happened this week. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Hopefully you guys can see it. Okay. Check this out. So, yep. Back here at my shop and drove it back under its own power. So I was following Dad. The only thing that happened is nobody thought about the fact that I had put a whole fuel system in it. We never put fuel in it, other than like the 3 or 5 gallons in it I put to start with. So we pulled out. We left his house and got about half mile, and it ran out of gas. Fortunately, we like just went past the gas station. So I just threw the tow rope on it, zipped back around, went put 20 gallons of fuel in it, fired it up, and took off down the road with it. So got a video coming up on that. You know, my dad's buddy Jay's been helping Dad out a lot with a lot of his stuff, and he definitely hooked me up on this. Went through that thing tip to tail, and really got, went over that whole thing. I mean, got the radiator put in it, put the front of the motor back together, serviced the rear end, did all the brakes, checked all the suspension, checked the rear end, serviced the transmission, adjusted the transmission. Tony's here. So, yep, that was the worst thing about it, is we just forgot to stop at the gas station until we were about a quarter mile past it. So anyway, it's back here. Tires, I haven't got the tires put on it yet because they already had it pretty much back together before my tires got here. So got to get the tires done. And I know a guy's got a body shop that wants a Ram Charger I've got at the yard. I may talk to him about doing some body work on fixing a few things on it, but it is running, it is driving. Dad said the thing ran out great. He couldn't believe how good that thing drove. So it purrs like a kitten. It runs like a top. It drives down the road fine. It's pretty exciting to see that come together. And Jay was just amazed that, everything he looked at was good. So he, the suspension wasn't worn, wasn't sloppy. Didn't see anything weird with the U-joints, anything like that. The rear end, he said, was dirty, but just cleaned it out and put new fresh fluid in it. Same with the transmission. He said the pan was clean, just a little bit of residue in it. So, cleaned it all out, did the band adjustment on it, reserviced everything. Just he said just everything underneath that truck looked great. Frank's here with us. The other Chad forgot to put gas in our van at the gas station. Okay. Which actually I think is hilarious, because we're talking about our good friend Chad Reynolds with Bang Shift, and I could see you guys going to the gas station and then Chad getting sidetracked and then not putting gas in and taking off. Not that you stopped there for fuel or anything like that, but that's hilarious. Ran out at the drag strip. So you literally took off down the road and never even thought about it. Never even looked at the gas gauge. That is hilarious. But so we did a video when Jay's spent a lot of time talking about what he did. Dad overhauled the car, so we'll have that content coming. And going to check on, I'm not going to do the whole truck, but there's a few spots of rust that I'd like to get fixed before they get worse. The left fender's dented. I've got a different grill for it. Some of that type of stuff to kind of spiff it up. And then, of course, get it buffed out and things like that on the outside. So, oh, that's good. That's fortunate, Neil. He'd have made you push. So anyway, hopefully we'll go out and pick up an old Buick or two with that old Ford pickup here sometime in the near future. And the gathering, that is coming up fast, guys. We are basically 3 weeks out, 3 weeks from yesterday. So it's coming up quick. I'm excited. I need to get some stuff done at the yard, and this week is going to be crazy busy. A lot of stuff going on this week. And so we'll see how that goes. But I got to start getting some work done now. They're getting ready for all you guys to come in. It's going to be a fun weekend. At least it sure was last year, and I'm probably pretty sure this weekend's this year's going to probably be even better. Got a couple of other things working. We may add a little bit to this deal yet. We'll see how it shakes out. But we're still tossing some other ideas around about some stuff we may slide in there for the gathering. So if you guys are still thinking about it, we have not sold out, which I didn't anticipate we would. I just put the cap on it just in case we got out of hand with it. So there is still room. If you want to come, be sure to get with me. Let me know. Email Pete and get your name on the list. It's going to be a great time. I know it was a blast last year, and looking forward to it this year. Can't wait for all you guys to get here. I think there's 20-some people coming right now at this point. So about where we were at last year. So it's going to be a good time. And then, of course, and Janet. Yeah. Did anybody find Janet? Is anybody bringing Janet? I'm still waiting. Nobody's confirmed that Janet's coming yet. So let me know if you find Janet. I'm going to give you an Auburn badge just to try to find Janet. If you're somebody drive by and honk the horn, it'll be Pete on Saturday. Well, if you're driving by, why would you not stop, Pete? Great Kitty, what are you doing? What? You going to come say hi? Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. What are you doing, Great Kitty? On the way back to Wisconsin from Pate. Oh, well, if you're going to do that, Pete, you need to stop by. If it looks like it's going to work, holler. There's Tractor Mike. If it looks like it's going to work out, Pete, definitely holler at us and swing in. Obviously, your schedule's probably up in the air at this point, but definitely give us a holler if it looks like you're going to be coming through at that point. Hoods and badge. Mecum Houston. Like I said, I talked to Jim last night and the night before, as a matter of fact. And we may have some content from there, actually. I'm still waiting. Sounds good, Pete. We run all day, so we'll be at the brewery that night. We'll be at the brewery Friday night. It's going to be a great time. So definitely give us a holler and keep me in the loop as to what your time frame looks like. Glenn made it. Well, that's a pretty good reason to be a little late, Glenn. I don't think anybody's going to fault you for that one. He said that it was a weird auction. He said Glendale, probably the worst Mecum he's ever been to as far as sales. Mecum still does a good show, but he said sales were just horrible in Glendale. He said Houston was weird. He said they'd get a handful of big cars and everybody'd get amped up and there'd be a little group there for 15 or 20 minutes and things looked completely normal and strong. And he said the next hour would be just deader than a hammer. And he said that was the 3 days of Houston were literally just like that, up and down and up and down and up and down. So there were some good buys there, and there was some stuff that broke the bank. There was a post on the Nobody's page with the highlights. That Austin threw up. The 63 Corvette that sold for $330,000. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like Jim said, he said that was a nice car, but he said it was nowhere near a $300,000 car. He said it was a good car. It was decent. It was a nice driver. But who takes a 63 split window and puts an aftermarket steering column and an aftermarket steering wheel, aftermarket radio, that type of stuff in it? You know, the radio I could kind of see, but it had like a wood 3-spoke wooden steering wheel that was completely obviously out of place, a chrome steering column. Tim's here. Just some weird stuff that, you know, you would never think about doing to a 63 split window. I don't think it was a fuel car. So, I mean, just two guys got in a fight over that car and it just broke the bank. And that's kind of what Jim said, kind of the whole auction was like. You know, you'd get in that there would be a little cluster where things would get moving and then it would just slide right back down. He actually ended up with two cars for himself. He bought one for a client, and then the client kind of didn't know if he wanted it or not. But Jim was like, dude, if you don't want this car, I will be more than happy to keep it and sit on it for a few months till this market kind of levels back out. So the cars that Jim got, he bought, I think was it a Comet? I think it was a Comet, like a 64 or 5 Comet convertible. So just a nice, clean little car that, you know, was not a super high dollar car that he snagged just for inventory because, you know, it's just a clean little car for what he could buy it for. The other car that he bought, I think, is awesome. And you guys are going to have to look this thing up and check it out because this other car that he bought, he actually had a client ask about it. So he bid on it for the guy. And then they pulled the reserve right at the number that he had for a client, but he didn't have the bid at that point, so he hit it one more time, and he figured, if the guy doesn't want it, I'll just keep it. And you guys will understand why when you look it up and see what it is. Butternut yellow, which is a pretty common Chevrolet color in the late 60s. Yes, Jim bought a Chevy, but when you hear what kind of Chevy it is, you won't be too upset that he was switching brands. 1969 Impala SS 427 convertible. Yeah. I think it's got steering, brakes, air, power windows, bucket seats with a power bucket seat. And I think he did say it had power windows. This thing was cool. I looked it up and I was like, man, that thing is awesome. So you guys will have to check that out. I don't know what the car number was. I was trying to look a little bit earlier, but I never found it in time before we had to jump on. So I was kind of curious. I'm kind of skimming right now just in case I see it, but I was excited for him on this thing because, man, it's a heck of a car. To be that highly optioned on an SS 427 Impala convertible, that it was right at that, Glenn. Trying to look it up here and see. I'm not finding it for some reason. Of course, I'm not finding it. You guys want to see it, so I'm not finding it. But like I said, I found it the other night. There it is. F329. Yep. Air conditioning on a 427, power front disc brakes, power steering, power top, buckets, dual exhaust, rally wheels. Yeah, it's a heck of a car. Glenn, a bit all over that, a bit of hard top. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So, F329, Houston 2025. So you guys you see that you'll be able to fully understand why Jim snagged it, even though it was a Chevy. But he is going to try to send me some content from there. He had a buddy of his with him. They did try to shoot some video. I do not have it yet. He was going to send it to me. So waiting on that. So we may have a Houston video coming up, even though I wasn't there. I'll see what I get from them and see what I've got to work with. But just like he said, just a weird sale. Just, he said, you know, there was bright spots in this sale, which is, he said, was more than he could say for Glendale. But it still was just a weird sale, he said. Going to be curious to see what happens at Indy, which is their next sale. And then, of course, Tulsa coming up in June. Don't know if Dad and I are going to Tulsa yet. We have not discussed it. But that is a possibility as well. If some of you guys are thinking about Tulsa, there is a possibility we may do that. Not for sure yet. We just haven't discussed it. So, but like I said, it's going to be real interesting to see what this market shakes out here over the next few months. Phil's gut feeling was by later this summer going into fall, it would, you know, things are going to start leveling out. Hammer was 31, so it shows 34 on the website because of the buyer premium. So, but so we'll see if that shakes out. But it's just things are definitely weird right now. So if there's something that you're looking for, be a good time to possibly jump on something and snag one, because there's going to be some deals out there over the next few months, the way it looks like. So we'll see if I get the videos from him and see what we can get put together and check out from Mecum Houston. But that's what I thought, Brian. I was like, look the car up. I mean, it's F329. You look, whoa, look at that. Look at that. Supercharging Randy with a nut farm. Supercharged Super Chat. Supercharged Super Chat badge. Uh-oh, that's right, says Pete. The 1935-36 Auburn Boattail Speedster original supercharged hood badge. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it. Always appreciate the Super Chats. Yeah, and that's right, Glenn. There's going to be some deals out there. If there's something that you've kind of always had your head in the back of your head, it might be time to be looking for something here over the next few months. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, moving on. The Nobodies page. Lots of stuff going on the Nobodies page this week. Let's check some of that out. We're at 99 members on the Nobodies page. Almost there. The next person will be our 100th member on the Nobodies page on Facebook. Let's check out what's going on over there. Jason posted the Pate information. Pete, snagging some Corvair parts. And those seats, Pete, I'm not sure. Those might even be the same as other GM cars too. So Nick out buying license plates. Oh, hey, Nick. You got all those number 7 Staffords? I got a whole stack of number 6 Staffords, believe it or not. Oh, Tractor Mike. You guys, if you did not check out Tractor Mike's 72 C10, that's an original truck. It's a clean truck. It's a great color combination. You guys have got to check out Tractor Mike's original 72 C10. Austin posted the Mecum info. Bill, what are you doing working in Crocs, man? I mean, Bill's posted a picture of his Crocs. You're going to drop something on your toe. You're going to come out here on crutches and a broken foot. Alan out digging some cool stuff out. That Otasco truck is killer. Andy out driving his 56, man. That dude runs the wheels off that 56 Ford. Safety second. Yeah, that's about right. That Interstate can is great as well that Kyle posted. I do not have that can. I've got some Interstate quartz, but I do not have that can. So, that Tourade deal that Andy found, I've got one of those too. That's a pretty cool deal. And that backs us up to last week. So there's a lot of stuff going on there this week, and that's awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. One more member, we've actually hit 100. That is insane that there's almost 100 people on the No Buddies page. So if you're not on there, if you're not part of that group, check it out. Answer the questions. Andy and Zach manage that page for us. I have nothing to do with it. That is just strictly for you guys. I love checking it out. I love seeing what you guys are posting. And I love to see the support and the camaraderie on there as well. So like I said, that isn't even my deal. That's Andy and Zach. So answer the questions. One of them will get you in. And hopefully we'll roll over 100 members here pretty quickly. Did anybody catch the video from my buddy's yard the other night? That where we were out doing some scrounging around my buddy's place. Anybody catch that last? I don't know when we posted it. Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I think we posted it Wednesday. Randy remembers it. Yeah, I'm not sure where Zach has been actually. I know when there's a lot of storms, I know he gets busy. Because he hauls for like one of the major power companies on the East Coast. Supplies like spools of cable and wire and poles and stuff. So I know when there's storms and stuff on the East Coast, he runs 7 days a week, 14, 16-hour days. But no, I don't know where he's been. I do know he gets up super early. So a lot of times when he does jump on and join us here, that he can't stay on all night because I know he's got to get up super early and get on the road on Monday mornings. But yeah, I'm not sure where he's been hanging out here lately. We haven't Andy jump in here a little bit. Joe, I just went back to the other Facebook page. I think that Impala, I think is what you're talking about. That was an automatic. So just saw that. Yep, that's right, John. Bill Wagaman. I don't know where Bill Wagaman's been. He's been in and out a little bit here lately. But yeah, he's so I'm not sure what he's been up to. But yep, you're right. You remember that hubcap, don't you? Well, guess what? There it is. How about we start the auction off? First auction item of the night, the hubcap from last week's video. This is the one off the Plymouth. I didn't clean it. I didn't touch it. I didn't wash it. It's literally just off the car. There's actually probably a little bit of dirt left in there from my buddy's place. Gary, 14. This cap is, there's Andy. We were just talking about you. Of course, none of it was any good, but we were talking about you. 10 inches in diameter. There's Mary. John, 15. So there it is, the Plymouth cap directly out of the video, directly off the Plymouth from that video. John at 15. We're going to go, as we've been doing, we're going 90 seconds. Shipping will be included in this particular piece in the final bid price. If you're in the 48 states, non-U.S. buyers can play, but you'll have to get me paid in U.S. funds as well as pay your non-U.S. shipping. Gary at 17. So here it is, fresh out of the video, fresh out of my buddy's place with a little bit of dirt still in the back of it from there. 90 seconds. I'll give you the 30-second mark. I'll give you the 60-second mark, and we're going to hammer this thing sold in 90 seconds. Gary at 17, and away we go. That doesn't surprise me, Brian. Yeah, we got 100 members, says Tractor Mike, so we got another one. All right, you're right. We got 100 on there now. Awesome. Oh, holy cow, big job. I hope everything's okay. Just past the 30-second mark. Hope everything is okay there. Big job. Gary, 17. $60 seconds gone. 30 seconds left to go. Gary at 17. Taking this one down to the wire. Gary at 17. John, 18. A little bit of time left, but not much. Nut Farm at 20. And that does it. Nut Farm at 20. Going to Randall's Mopar collection. And what the heck? We know Gary wants a plate, right? Let's snag a plate while we're here. Let's back up 80 years. Yeah, I figured you were ready for a plate. It's getting warm in here. Dennis Chapman made it tonight. This next plate going just up north of us, back to 1945. It's kind of an odd size. 11 by just under 6. So it's about the same height, but it's a little bit shorter than a standard size plate. From Nebraska, 1945. Just a basic black background, white letters. Obviously, Still War was still on when this plate. Maybe they shortened them up an inch because of that. Backside of this one's still in good shape. Still has most of its black paint. A little bit, definitely some chips and scuffs and scratches, but it's 80 years old. So, but a kind of a cool piece. That's all embossed, all stamped like these earlier plates were. And this one has the kind of a wider rim stamped around the outside edge of this one. So anyway, the 1945 Nebraska, and let's roll on this one. The numbers are definitely big and bold, Glenn. You're definitely right on that. Who's starting us off? Glenn at 10. Gary at 8. Bill at 10. I had Glenn first at 10. Just past the 30-second mark. Gary, 13. Any Hudson caps? Not tonight. Got a Hudson badge, but don't have any Hudson caps tonight. Just past 1 minute. Just under 30 seconds left to go. Gary at 13. Way Camp. Ticking down to the wire on this one. Gary at 13. And that does it. We'll add that to Gary's plate pile. I guess there's no point. Good thing you didn't pay, Gary. You figure you'd probably get one tonight anyway. Learn to try to sell some of the Way Camp. There you go. I got one other thing I want to show you guys. You guys tell me if you want to bid on this or not. It's kind of rough, but I think it's kind of cool. It's off of a bigger truck. This is it, Tim. A set of plates from 1923. They're all 23s. Montana, Nebraska, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, all 1923 plates. You guys let me know what you think of this one. I've had it laying here for a few weeks. The bottom's kind of corroded on it, but I want to know if you guys think, if you guys want to bid on it, we'll sell it. If not, we'll throw it in a pile of other badges. We got any international fans out there? Anybody like the binders? Sounds good, Tim? Tractor Mike, not an international fan. Does anybody else like internationals? This is a hood ornament off of a bigger truck. This bottom is actually corroded away. It's pretty rough on the bottom, but it is kind of a statement international piece. Steve Reed made it. It is pop metal. It's just all chipped up and ate away at the bottom. So I thought I'd throw it out there. If not, we'll throw it in with some other badges or something some other time. It is kind of a big statement piece, though. Bill Disc at 5. It's about 4 by 4. Waycamp at 10. We'll go ahead and roll with it. We'll sell it if you guys are interested. Hit a slow-moving 4. That's possible. Waycamp at 10. We're on the timer. We're rolling. $30 seconds gone. Waycamp likes internationals. Looks like Waycamp's the only one, because 1 minute is now gone. 30 seconds left. There goes the hearts. Scott with us, jumped on Facebook. Glad you're here. Waycamp at 10. And we're going to throw that in the Waycamp pile. All right, we'll slide a few more auction pieces in here after a while. So we're just kind of mixing things up tonight. All right, next, new inventory. I actually had several cars come in this week. Starting off with, well, like I told you, I got some more signs this week, which I'm sure you guys all about fell out of your chair because I got more signs this week. But we're going to be we need to get those in the line for Toy Tuesday because, like I said, well, we did 3 signs. We did 3 signs Tuesday night, and then I picked up 3 more signs. So, yeah, we're not gaining much ground on our sign pile for Toy Tuesdays. But I also had some cars come in. 1974 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham Coupe in triple black. Black body, black vinyl top, black interior. Black, black, and black. She is a big car. It is a big, big car. But it's pretty cool. So we need to get you a video on that one. I had a pretty interesting DeSoto come in. Yeah, that's true, Bill. Yeah, that is 200% true with that one. It's a 46 to 48 era. They're all pretty much the same thing. I'll just call it a 46 DeSoto Coupe. That is a very unique looking car. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of that video. 1947 Buick Super 4-door. Kind of rough, but pretty much a complete car. Been sitting for a lot of years. There's Pappy. But it's all there. tons of parts. 1955 Buick Special, two-door hardtop. Missing the front seat. There's Mark. And the headlight bezels. Other than that, it's pretty much a complete car. John picked up a case of unused 71 Texas truck plates. 20 sets, 40 individual plates. That has Texas prison rodeo info on them. They sound interesting. I mean, I'm sure they'd look great hanging on the wall. That I bet they're kind of cool looking pieces. And then I had another one come in today that I have no idea why I bought it. It's weird. I know nothing about it. It is completely out of my wheelhouse. But it's here. I already paid for it. It's unloaded, so it's here. Guy that I buy, I don't buy a ton of stuff from him, but he's retired, but I still does iron jobs on the side. And so he does come across some vehicles occasionally. So it just varies. I buy some from him every year. Just varies how many. But he called me. He already had it loaded up, so he brought it out. And it's weird. It's been in a barn for like 50 some years. Unfortunately, it's nothing interesting. Isn't even anything I mess with. But I own it now. So I guess I'm messing with one of them. He calls me and says, I got a car you need. It's too weird. I don't want to crush it for sure. It's got to be worth more than crush weight. So you need it. So I said, what is it? He said, it's a Mercedes. And I was like, I don't need a Mercedes. And I'm thinking this is probably like an 86 Mercedes or something like that. You know, the old ones, the old little ones from the 80s that were everywhere that are dime a dozen and pretty much no demand. Briggs made it. So I was like, whatever. I don't need a Mercedes. I thought he was screwing with me. And I said, so what year is this thing? He said, well, I think it's like a 49. I was like, that's odd. There's no early Mercedes in central Kansas. I mean, there just isn't. So he brought it out, and it wasn't that early, but it was weird. I did a solid about 90 seconds worth of Wikipedia research on it. And the era it is, because they made these cars for about 8 years, it's a mid to late 50s Mercedes four-door. I don't know nothing about it. No motor or tranny, but I guess I own one. So I'm hoping there is somebody out there needing at least a few parts for it, because there's no way I can even crush it. There's no motor or tranny in it. There's not enough weight there to get me out of it. So I got to sell some parts off this thing to at least break even on it. So I'm kind of curious as to how my Mercedes adventure is going to go. So like I said, it's a mid to late 50s sedan. It's a weird looking little dude. I don't know. I got nothing. So maybe some of you guys will know when you see the video, but I got no clue. But I own it. So too late now, right? It can always, maybe I should start a row of poor purchases, bad idea purchases. Maybe I should start a row of those. So anyway, that's what came in this week. How about a promo model? Yeah, no kidding. I hope that row is short. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know if this was a good idea, a bad idea. Probably a bad idea, but who knows? I guess we'll find out because I own it, so I got to try to do something with it. Maybe somebody will see the video and need some parts. I may have to put some of it on eBay. I got to do something. Because I now own a mid to late 50s Mercedes sedan for whatever that's worth. Yeah. I'm hoping this isn't one of those, Tim. I'm hoping that there's at least this much demand for some of the stuff off that car. Sell it to a yuppie. This thing's pretty rough. It's been, like I said, last tag on it was 70. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's when they parked this thing. It's been sitting for a long, long time. I don't know. It's pretty rough. The front end, the grill's banged up, and there's a new grill or different grill insert in the trunk. The front bumper's been a little. The hood's been a little. The right front fender's been a little bit. So no such thing as bad purchases, just poor opportunities. Well, when you act on a poor opportunity, it turns into a bad purchase. So, hey, there's Buick Man. So anyway, on to tonight's promo model. Another one from the Chevrolet collection. There's Dirty. As you guys remember, Dad and I went to an auction in September, I think, where they were selling a large collection of Chevrolet promo models. The people that were having the auction for were the Chevrolet dealers up until the early 80s in a small town in north central Kansas. Every year they took the promo models home that they liked and put them on shelves in their living room. They sold that collection out. They sold 84 promos, and Dad and I now own 49 of them. So, sounds great, Tim. I'll get you in there. Tonight's promo, going back 50 years, it's kind of crazy to say 50 years and be talking in the 70s. The 1975 Caprice Classic Coupe. These were big old cars, but they were sharp cars. Now, I thought I'd look this color up. You know, sometimes these cars have funky color names, kind of interesting to add to the story. So I looked up the Chevrolet colors for 1975 to see what color this maroon or burgundy, what Chevrolet called it. Because, you know, all the car manufacturers, you had a catchy name for your colors. They're still maroon or blue or, you know, green or yellow, but they always had catchy colors, catchy names for them. So I looked up the 1975 Chevrolet color choices, and Chevrolet in 1975, maybe their marketing guys were on vacation that week or whatever, but what they came up with for this color in 1975, this burgundy or maroon, was the extremely catchy name of dark red. That's what I found, at least. There goes the hearts. I love the hearts, guys. Appreciate that. So in dark red, the 1975 Chevy Caprice Classic Coupe, as with all these Chevrolets in this out of this promo collection, outstanding condition. No boxes, but you can see the bumpers aren't chipped. They're not scraped. They're not torn up. Same thing on the front. Good looking piece. This one, we can see the inside, the big, huge bench seat. And of course, all original tires and hubcaps on this one. And on the bottom, as with all of these, not extremely detailed, just one piece of molded plastic, showing off all of the features on the bottom of the car. So there you have it, the 1975 Chevy Caprice Classic Coupe in that arresting color with a catchy name of dark red. How about some badges and caps? For a badge tonight, we're going to do a horn button, because we all love horn buttons. Is there converters on that one? Well, let's look and see. I think there could have been a pellet on that one. Yep, it does. It's got a converter on it. Right there, the old big flat pellet one. Mud. I call the color mud. Yeah, that's about as catchy as dark red. So So for a badge tonight, we're going to squeeze a horn button in there because we all love horn buttons. Once again, from last week's video, directly from the video, the Plymouth horn button out of the video. Now, this is pretty basic. It's a stamped piece of aluminum. However, all this Edging is all stamped in it. Probably pretty close, Tim. The Plymouth is actually stamped in it. When we look at the back of this button, we can see all this stuff clearly stamped in here in this one piece. This is actually domed in the middle. It's actually, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say, Buick, man. It looks just like the hubcaps. So they had some full-size caps in this era that looked very similar to this. We still see the mounting tabs around the back of this one. Kind of a cool little piece. 3 inches in diameter. Hey, there's Leo. 3 inches in diameter on the little Plymouth cap, little Plymouth horn button. So kind of a unique piece. Sounds good, Tim. Glad you were able to stop by for a while tonight. Oh, I grabbed the wrong cap. There it is. So I had the cap sitting here and I grabbed the wrong one. Tonight, for a cap, we're going to do a grease cap. This one from Ransom Eli Oldsmobile. Yes, the Rio cap. Now, unfortunately, none of us have found a website that I positively IDs all of the ages and years of grease caps like we do on the enamel badges. But this is a great looking cap and a pretty interesting one. We're going to hold this one sideways and take a look at it. I think I'm keeping this one, Eric. We see the layer up here. Then we see our hex head here for unscrewing. Then it gets thicker here at the base. And then, of course, where it sucks down where the threads are at. The Rio obviously is all cast into this thing. When you look at this from the front, you can literally see all these different layers on this cap. Then, of course, on the inside, it is internal thread like these all were. This one still got some crust in it, but you can still see where the Rio is showing in it. But realistically, when you think about what it took to make these things back in the teens and 20s, this was a pretty intricate, fairly highly detailed cap. When you look at even the tails on, there's even a tail on the tip of the E, tail on the tip of the R, and then, of course, where the E comes through here. I mean, this thing was very detailed. Even look at the little, there's even a little kickoff in the lower leg of the R here. Pretty interesting piece. So like I said, not sure on the year, but since this one is a little bit larger, I'm going to guess this is mid to late 20s. It's about 3 inches across the threaded area, which is what a lot of these were. But since this one actually is a little bit bigger than that, it actually goes out at this widest point at about 3.5. So pretty interesting piece. Definitely a different one. So that's what we have for tonight. The Plymouth horn button that looks like a mini hubcap and the Rio grease cap. Hey, it fits on there. Check that out. I just sat them down together and it goes right around the grease cap. Leonard's here with us. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that before. Big job polishing that stuff up in a vibrating thing. Yep. How about a sales brochure? Raws are up for brochures, right? We're going to get a little bit newer than what we've been doing on a few of these. Coming up into the 80s. To the 1983 Chevy Camaro. Everything at this point was pictures. You know, we didn't have a lot of the illustrations we had back in the 50s, but still pretty cool stuff. So let's check out the 1983 Chevy Camaro sales brochure. The first page inside, an action shot of a red one. Now, the next page, this is pretty cool. This is definitely early 80s, and I bet this is going to either it's going to ring a bell for some of you guys, or it's going to bring back some horrific memories, possibly, of the specialty interior that was available in Camaros of that era. Who remembers the Camaro printed seats? Pretty funky. The dash from the third gen Camaro. And here's an illustration. And what's funny about this is the cutaway actually has the Camaro printed seats even in the cutaway. I don't think my 82 has those seats in it. No, I don't think my 82 doesn't have the Camaro printed seats in it. Hadn't thought about it for a while. I haven't looked in that car in a while, but I don't think it's got those seats. Who remembers the Berlinetta? We'll look at the option list, Sam, and see if it tells us here when we get to the back. Here's something that I bet nobody remembers. Who remembers the base Camaro Sport Coupe shown with available wheel covers? That is literally probably the only set of those wheel covers they ever sold. I probably didn't sell them. They had them made for the promotional picture and probably never sold one. Yeah, Copper Wire got one. Would you order a new Camaro with those hubcaps on it? I don't think I would. Tractor Mike still got a gold Berlinetta. That's right, Briggs. Believe it or not, those were available with 4-cylinders. I bet you're completely right on that one. So let's see what it says about the interior here. It does not say anything about the printed seats. It lists the interiors, but it does not say anything about the printed Camaro seats. So I think my seats are silver and blue to match the car, if I remember correctly. Actually, I probably ought to go look at that again. I didn't even think about that till I held that up. But I think my seats are silver and blue. Options. Shown here are some of the options that can satisfy your personal tastes and needs. On the back cover, there's a more complete list. But on this list, rear compartment cargo area pull-out retractable cover, rally wheels, custom interior. That must have been the custom interior. Yeah, Iron Duke with like 90 horse. Yeah. Look at the wheel gap. It's definitely a 4-cylinder. I think you're right. I think you're right. Look at the wheel gap on that thing. There's like no weight up there. None. Air conditioning, extended range sound system, electronically tuned radio, AM/FM stereo with seek and scan, stereo cassette tape and digital clock, quartz clock, sports coupe only, standard on the Berlinetta and Z28, automatic speed control with resume speed and intermittent windshield wipers, power windows, power hatch release, and new 5-speed manual transmission, removable glass roof panels, and also available an electric rear window defogger. On the option lists, oh, I'm sure there are 14-inch rims. I almost guarantee. Now, on the back, we'll go through a little bit of this. We're not going to go through all of it. We've got a lot of specifics and a lot of details on the back of this brochure. So let's see what we have to say here. See if it says anything about the interior, for one thing. Does not specifically list anything other than a custom interior, but does not list anything specifically about the printed Camaro seats. Yes, Pete, you are correct. The basic tire and wheel package was a massive 195/75/14 tire. With white stripe on the sport coupe with the 4-cylinder only. So you are right. It was a 14-inch tire and wheel. Power teams. Power teams that were available in 1983. The 2.5 inline 4-cylinder, the Iron Duke, as Scott mentioned. Standard in the sport coupe. Standard with a 4-speed manual. Optional with a 5-speed. Optional with a 3-speed automatic. You could not even get an overdrive transmission with the 4-cylinder. The 2.8-liter V6, which came standard in the Berlinetta, not available on the Z28, and came standard with the 5-speed manual transmission. Once again, not available with an overdrive transmission unless you order the 5-speed manual, where you got the 5-speed manual stock. But your automatics, you got a 3-speed, but the 4-speed overdrive was not available on the 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder. The 5-liter 4-barrel carb, standard on the Z28, came standard with a 5-speed manual, 4-speed automatic, optional. Or the 5-liter, they called it CFI, Crossfire injection. They had it listed as CFI on the sheet. So you get a 5-liter 4-barrel or a 305 Crossfire. Optional in the Z28. And it came with a 4-speed automatic as well. Let's see what the footnotes say. The V6 and the V8 Chevrolet engines, it does specifically say on the Iron Duke 4-cylinder produced by GM Pontiac Division. So I wonder if they had to actually disclose that that was technically at that point not a Chevrolet engine. So anyway, let's see if there's anything else interesting here to check out. Lots of pretty basic stuff here. Yep, there's a lot of these cars that are getting LS swaps. Reading this kind of makes me want to get my 82 out. I probably actually should get that car out. I almost said get it out again, but I've never driven it. So I can't say get it out again because I've never driven the car. So I probably should get that 82 out. Kind of hadn't thought much about it until I started studying all this and reading this brochure. Kind of got me excited about getting the 82 or the 91, actually, or the 92. I got an 82 and I got a 92. I book in the third gens on Camaros with an 82 and a 92. So kind of made me start thinking about maybe I ought to get that thing out for once. April 26th sounds like a good day. It's only, what year is this? 25? It's only been here 7 years. So one of these days I'll drive it. No, 8 years. It's been here 8 years. I bought it in March of 17. I probably should get that out. I've started it a few times, but I actually, yeah, I probably should get that out. Holy cow. It's been 8 years. I've never driven it. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, the 1983 Camaro factory sales brochure. Now, if anybody wants one of these, I've got 4 or 5 extras. So they're $15 a piece. If you want one, just let me know. Add it to your PayPal. If you want to make sure, if you want to reserve one, I'll put you on the list. I've got like 4 or 5 extras. They're $15 a piece shipped to you if you want one of these for your collection. So, but there again, these brochures have been great. Every time we've got one out, whether it's old, new, Pete will take another one. They've been a ton of fun. The comments we got just even on this one, doing a car from, 40 years ago, has been great with a ton of comments. So these things have been a blast. Yes, I actually kind of got lost. I thought I bought it in 18. I bought it in 17. I bought it in March of 17. So yeah, I probably should get that out. Like I said, I have started it. I need to start it again. It's been a while, but I moved it around the shop a couple times, but it's never been on the street since I bought it. All right, that was a fun one to do. Yeah, it was, John. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I'd agree with that, Briggs. The Iron Dukes were good motors, but if you were going to pass somebody, you had to be going downhill with about an 80-mile-an-hour tailwind if you were going to pass anybody with one. But they worked. They did a good job. They just didn't do it very quickly. How about doing some classified ads? Or do we sell something? Should we sell something or we do classified ads? What are we going to do next? What's next? What do you guys want to do next? No comment. Classifieds, then sell. Okay. We're not going to do Hemmings tonight. we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go to our friend from Old Cars from 1994. Back when Old Cars was literally just like a newspaper. The Auburn Auction, 1994. So, they did have a full classified section in the back of these. Not near as much as what Hemmings had, but they had a lot of ads in the back of these old cars. And they are going back to some of that. Angelo is getting the classifieds built back up in the regular magazines today. They do still have them available. Let's look at a few things from 1994. If you guys something you want to see hollered out, and we will see if there's anything in here. I'm going to look for a few interesting things to point out. Here's something that's kind of interesting. Packard cars for sale. There are about 10 or 12 Packards in this issue. Of course, remember, Old Cars back then was weighted heavily towards classics and some of those guys that were into a lot of the stuff from that era. So this really isn't all that unsurprising. 1932 Packard 902 Coupe Roadster, pristine original example, which may possibly have been painted years ago. Dual side mounts, luggage rack, old style black wall Dunlop tires, wire wheels, delivered new in Montreal. A superb classic, $85,000. You know, $85,000 in 1994 money. Is there a Packard Parts ad from Garden City? We'll see. Packard Parts for sale. Washington, Maryland, California. Nope. No Packard ads from Garden City on parts for sale. Let's see what else we got. '69 GTO Judge. Ram air engine, excellent interior, body good, 4-speed, hood tack, some rust, wrong engine, correct everything else. So sounds like a running, driving, pretty decent Judge project. $2,500. What else do we have in here that's interesting? You know, this is something that's kind of funny. How about a Franklin? Well, look, I doubt there's many Franklins, but let's see. We're kind of here by some of the F stuff. We're looking at a lot of Fords here. Do not see any Franklins. Yep, that's true, Throwing Sparks. Here's something that is kind of weird that really kind of shows, you know, the sign of the times and how the market shifts and fluctuates, and you never really know. 1957 Ford Retract. Non-script model. Total 3-year restoration, 312. Ready to show or drive. Over $40,000 invested, make a reasonable offer. You know, and in today's world, you know, retracts, I mean, there's a few out there that have, you know, 100-point over the top multi-six-figure restoration. But retracts, nice driving retracts don't even bring that today, 30 years later. That retract market is really just kind of soft. '62 Impala convertible, 409 horse, 4-speed, maroon and black, 54,000 actual miles. Fabulous car, $22,900. I wonder if there's any 59 Impalas in here. There's not, but here's a very interesting one. 59 Chevy Ambulance, built by Comet Coach. 283 3-speed solid car, runs good, needs paint, $3,200. 59 Chevy Ambulance. Hemi Cudas. That'd be a good one to kind of see where the market was at. Plymouth. Let's see what we got here. Nope, no Hemi Cudas in there. In fact, no E-body Cudas at all. $40K, and I would say that was probably pretty close at that time, throwing sparks. I'd say that was probably right in the money in the early 90s on a Hemi Cuda. And as kind of a comparison, I did just see a Camaro that I was just getting ready to talk about. 69 Z28 JL8 Cross Ram, the rarest and most desirable of the Z cars. One of the few homologated for Penske, Donahue, and Trans Am Racing. Body off, frame up, correct restoration. Perfect concours example. And this is the best of the best based on what we're reading in the ad as far as the restoration. And being JL8 and being Cross Ram, this would be one of the most desirable 69 Camaros out there, short of a Copo 427 car. And it's $65,000. And this is the best one in the world based on the restoration, what they're saying about the restoration. So, that 40,000 number for a Hemi Cuda, probably right in the ballpark. Yeah, that 59 stuff is just nutso. Break ground for a nobody museum. I don't know if we need a nobody museum, but all right, we may catch one or two more here real quick. And then we'll keep on moving. There's Michael Brown. Yeah, that 5960 Chevy market's kind of crazy, and 59s especially. Third gen Camaros, I did actually see a pace car listed in here under that 69Z. 82 Indy pace car, 305 4-barrel, 65,000 miles, $34.95. So $3,500. That was a 12-year-old used car, essentially, with 65,000 miles on it. $3,500. And that was the only third. In fact, there's only 3 Camaros for sale, 2 69s and that 182 pace car. Any Grand Nationals? Good question, considering they were just a few years old at that point. Does not look like it. Do not see any Grand Nationals. Yep, just a used car at that point. All right, let's look at some of the really funky stuff in here. Let's see. 1936 Auburn Cabriolet, ground-up restoration, Best Classic Award in 1993. Second in class at Auburn Court Duesenberg in 1993. Ready to show or drive, $80,000. $1937 Cord, complete mechanical restoration, new paint and upholstery, price to sell below market at $39,500. Does not say what body that one is. And it's kind of crazy to think that, you know, some of this stuff isn't worth much more now than it was then. And some of this stuff is bananas compared to what it was then. When did they have the Turbo Omni? That would have been mid-'80s, I think. But I don't think they called them Omnis at that point. Well, they had the GLH was an Omni, so. Whew. So anyway, it's weird to go back, and even 30 years ago, how some of these cars haven't even really appreciated. In some instances have gone backwards as things change. And then we look at what is worth crazy money now. I don't know if we reset the amazing story of this stuff, but we try to make it fun for all you guys. So. But that's why we do it. It's very interesting to go back, take these snapshots out of time. Oh, who remembers this? I'd kind of forgotten about this. Chevy Loves, we can check that. Kenny's Clunkers. Turn your old clunker into quick cash with an inexpensive ad in this section. Help preserve old cars. Sell it, don't scrap it. Does anybody remember this? These were cheap ads for like parts cars or project cars. Literally called Kenny's Clunkers. We got to check some of these out. Let me look at Chevy truck real quick, then we're going to get to Kenny's Clunkers. Nope, don't see any Loves. All right, what's interesting in Kenny's Clunkers? '53 Cadillac sedan, green, solid, no engine. New wide whites, includes a '56 hearse, $695 for both of them. '56 special wagon, not running, complete car, $650. '56 Bel Air 4-door, 6-cylinder, stick, parts car, $200. '61 Plymouth Fury Coupe. That'd be interesting. No engine, transmission, solid car, red over white, $695. '63 Imperial parts car, $150. '64 Bonneville two-door hardtop, decent body, mostly complete, bucket seats, $200. 66 Impala two-door hardtop, original with title, 283 V8. Parts are restored, $300. 66 Dart GT convertible, wrecked, $300. '67 GTO, no motor or transit, no motor or trans, decent body, $350. So those were some of the highlights for the Kenny's Clunkers ads in 1994. From old cars back when it was the old newspaper type style. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely buy that stuff. Speaking of 59 Chevys, anybody want a toy 59 Chevy? This thing isn't high dollar, but it's been laying in the box for a while. Anybody interested in a toy 59 Chevy? We kind of got off on a 59 Chevy tangent there for a minute. I just looked down. I got a toy one laying here, so. Maybe. Well, I'll show it to you guys, see what you think. It's small. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was just a subscription. If Michael, $1, we're just going to get started. I don't think they're on newsstands anymore. I think they're just subscription at this point. So this thing isn't fancy, but it is cool. It's a 59 Impala, four-door hardtop, flat top, little toy. It's a kind of a basic mold, but it's got a lot of detail to it. So I don't know if you guys like it or not. It's been laying here. I've been going to ask you about it if anybody was interested in it. So, do you want to auction it or not? Pete's at $5. Michael must have fat fingered a key. Dirty, 15. I guess we are selling it. You guys do like it. Okay. Let's it's small. I don't want you guys to think it's something big. It's only 4 inches. It's only 4 inches, but it does have some fairly decent detail for what it is. So dirty at 15 on the little 59 Impala, four-door hardtop, flat top toy. Here we go. And what the heck, while we're here, I'll find a couple other things to do. $30 seconds gone. Dirty may have taken this one home. 1 minute gone. Is everything small and Great Bend? Nope, just this 59 Impala is. Just about ready to wind this one down. Dirty at 15. Pete, 16. And that did it. Pete slid that 16 and then Dirty came back at 18 and he was 2 seconds too late. Holy cow. Both of you guys were after that thing. It is cool. Pete took that shot, and Dirty tried to come back and just run out of time. All right, let's do another cap. The back of this one's rough, but the front's really cool. Because we're sitting on top of the world with another Oldsmobile. We haven't done one of these in a long, long time. The back of this one is all rusted out, so you wouldn't want to use it. But these things are great wall hangers. The globe on this one is very clear. It's got a few dinghies across the front here, but overall not bad. It's got great chrome on it. About 10 1/4 in diameter on this Oldsmobile cap. Nut farm at 10. You can see the sides. This thing's got a great shine. It's just you can't really use it because the back's so rusty. But it's a great man cave piece. The white paint even appears to be, well, I don't know if it's been painted or not. Thought it was original. Can't really tell. Anyway, nut farm at 10. Let's go on the Oldsmobile cap. Coming up on the 30-second mark. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go. Yeah, early 50s, somewhere right in that era. The late 40s, they used that red and orange center. I've got several late 90s, early 2000s Crown Vics and Grand Marquis 97 Vic. One minute gone. Gary at 11. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Gary at 1. Do not have any Marauders. No. Gary 11. Working away towards that 90-second. Kevin 18. Pete 19. Dirty 20. We got a few seconds left to go. We're about ready to wrap it up. Dirty at 20. And that does it. Dirty at 20 on the Olds cap. I do not remember any of them with a center console. I think they were all just, I've got one police package car that was bucket seats, but nothing with a console. Michael had a 21 in there. Too late on that one. That one was, that one got kind of fun there at the end. Kevin, 24. But Dirty at 20 is who we had at the end. Yep, no problem. You bet, 97 Vic. And we know Gary wants a plate, right? Because Gary always wants a plate. We've done one or two like this before. These are super funky. Look at that. It's like a perforated license plate. Yeah, I ship almost everything 97 Vic. Yes, it is aluminum. It is aluminum. 1949 Ohio with this kind of perforated type style on it. Now the letters and everything, this is all stamped and embossed in here, as well as the kind of perforated type finish. Basic black with white letters. It is a basic 12x6 size plate. Tractor Mike at 5. So kind of these things are just really different and unique. Eric, 25. Let's get this thing on the timer. And away we go. Yes, this is an original 1949 Ohio with this perforated texture type license plate. Eric at 25. $30 seconds gone. Eric slowed everything down real quick with that. We'll see what happens. See if anybody jumps in and tries to snipe him. Cuyahoga County, Ohio, Cleveland area. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left. Eric at 25. My numbers on all my videos, 97 Vic. If it's not on the video, it's in the description part of the video. But stuff like springs, I don't have any idea if that stuff's any good. About ready to wrap this one up. And that did it. Oh, Randy had a 26 that came in at 131. Big Job had a 31 that came in right after that. Eric got it done at 25 by 1 second. Whoo, you got lucky. You got real lucky. Randy missed that by like the thickness of the plate. That's how tight that was that Randy missed that. We still got a couple more plates we're going to do yet tonight. Let's catch a grease cap real quick. And then we'll do story time, talk about the raffle, then we'll sell a few more things. Not tonight, we don't. Sounds great, Pappy. I told everybody we need a hard order by Tuesday. We put the stuff up there so everybody can see it. So I will get you a number by Tuesday on how many of each piece we need on the plates and the mugs. So we've got them by the gathering. Hey, there's Brett. Where are you at tonight, Brett? I think we've done one like this before. I'm not sure, but what the heck? We're going to sell this one too. On this Maxwell grease cap. Probably late teens based on the size. You can see where the Maxwell is very clearly in there. Oh, Springfield, you're not too far. You're relatively close to home tonight, Brett. We obviously see the hex on here, the internal threads. This one's a pretty clean one inside. On this Maxwell grease cap. Nut Farm 25. Let me give you a dimension on this, then we're going to hit the timer. 3 inches across the back. And basically 2 inches across the hex on the Maxwell. And away we go on the timer. Nut Farm at 25. Coming up on the 30-second mark on the Maxwell cap. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. What were you asking about, 97 Vic? Delivery a load of pipe. Find out for first stop there in the morning. You've been putting a lot of miles on, Brett. You've been doing a lot of boogieing. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 25. Eric, 31. Just about ready to wind this one down. We're coming down to the end. Nut Farm 35. And that does it. Whoo! Nut Farm got that in at about 128. So Nut Farm got it done. Eric came back at 36, but just wasn't enough time at that point. All right, you want to do a few more auction pieces while we're here? I know Gary wants more plates. Let's do it. Kevin says, let's go. All right, let's just finish. Let's just do a few more auction pieces while we're here. Let's catch another one of these plates. Pappy needs to make dinner plates. Let's back up 95 years. And go back to 1930. Good point, Leo. Boom. Look at that. Let's double them up. $95 years to our friends in Iowa. This plate does have a little bit of color loss. When we look at the backside, it looks like it was blue originally. A lot of the blue we've lost. Fine china, yeah. So I think this was blue. You can't see a lot of the blue with probably white numbers and markings. It's 12.5, so it's a little bit longer by 5.5 and a little bit narrower. Michael's starting us off at 10. 5, I'll pay for a haircut. I am going to try to get a haircut this week, actually. 1930 Iowa. It's really pretty straight. It's not beat up. It just has some color loss to it. We got Michael at 10, and away we go on the timer. Gary, 11. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Briggs, 13. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Briggs at 13. Just about ready to wind this one up. Briggs at 13. Matt at 22 at the last second. And there they go. Matt at 22 got it in. The rest of those were actually all late and all after Matt anyway. Whew. That was like boom. I saw Matt. It went to 130 and then it was, there they go. Matt at 22. There you go, Leo. How about another hubcap? You guys are going to need some sunglasses for this one. This is late 60s Chevy dog dish, and it is shiny. You want to shade your eyes. This thing is crazy bright. Look at that. Look at that shine. I didn't even show it to you, just the edge. Look at the glare coming off the edge. This is a cool looking cap for our bow tie fans. Check this one out. It's about shaving this thing. We see the bow tie stamped in here. It has these serrated edges around the outside perimeter here. This is a few dings and dents and scuffs and scratches, but overall presents very nicely. Backside looks good. You can see where all this stuff is all stamped in here. All very defined, being stamped into this cap. It is Tony at 10. Michael 10. It's 10 and 5/8 basically. Late 60s. I think it's 68, 69, somewhere around in there. Michael 11. 10 and 5/8 in diameter. You bet. Definitely, Matt. We'll double you up again because we ain't been feeding you enough of them tonight. So, really good looking. Definitely a great wall hanger for our bow tie friends. The black paint, this was all original black paint because the only thing that's stamped in here is the perimeter of the bow tie. The bow tie is not recessed. And the black even still looks halfway decent on this cap. Let's get it on the timer. We got Michael at 11 and away we go. I kind of have to keep it back here a little ways so it's not like glaring in everybody's face or something. Look at that. There, it's not glaring that way. Yep, no problem, Tony. Yep, it's a single, just one. Michael at 11. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Michael at 11. Could be a sniper alert like Big Job says. We'll find out in a few seconds. We're about ready to wrap it up. Nut Farm at 12. Kevin L, 15. Tony, 16. And that does it. Tony at 16. Austin and Pete both came in at 17. Too late. Tony at 16. That one got interesting too. We got a couple more pieces we're going to catch tonight. Then we'll get to story time. How about another grease cap and another plate? This plate has a killer look to it. I really like this plate. This is one that could have possibly been a keeper, but with my Kansas plates, I can't keep them all, so I'm going to sell this one. It has a great color to it. I love the color. I love the patina. I think this is a great plate. Somebody's got to start this at 20. Look at the color on this thing. The other side's not as good, but check out this green coloring. Plus, it's 94 years old. Illinois, 1931. Look at the look of this thing. Just a little bit of paint loss. We still see most of the green here. We see the black numbers are laid around it. I love the ILL on it for Illinois. This thing is killer. Gary started us at 10. Eric started us at 20. I figured this has got to start at 20. It's just such a good-looking plate. It is 13 3/4. Nut Farm, 22. by about 4 3/8 on the height. But this thing just has such a killer look to it. So we got the Nut Farm at 22, Michael Brown at 29, and here we go on the timer. Yeah, you could be very right on this one, Big Job. This thing looks killer. Okay, I'll go back through that stuff, Brett. $30 seconds gone. We're going to know in 60 seconds where the snipers are at. Mary, 32. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Michael, 35. Eric, 36. Few seconds left. This might be interesting. Take no prisoners. It's sniper time. You could be right. We're going to find out here really shortly. Eric at 36. And that did it. Eric at 36. Mary had a 38 that was 2 seconds too late. Nut Farm had a 40. Michael had a 37. Holy cow. Mary almost got that. It's just a hair too late. Eric at 36. Whew. That was fun. Let's catch another grease cap. And sounds great, Brett. You definitely got to get some rest. We may grab one. You guys want to do another plate after this? The plates have been fun here lately. I got a cool plate we haven't done in a while. We're doing a grease cap real quick. This is kind of a common one. I think we've done these before, but it's pretty cool looking. So how about one from Overland? And this is an early one. This is a small one. The Overland obviously very clearly stamped in there. This one's been pretty well cleaned. We see some scuffs and scratches and dings in it, but the Overland letters, very nice and clear. We can even still see them in the back. Internal threads, a little bit rough around the edges of this one. This is an earlier one, I think, because it's a pretty small one. This is only about 2.5 across the back. Eric at 10. And about 1.5 inches tall. So this is a smaller one. So it's probably an earlier one, something from the teens. There's Travis. Eric starting us off at 10. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. We may squeeze one more plate in here before we get moving on. Nut Farm, 15. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. One minute gone, 30 seconds left. Nut Farm at 15. I saw that, Matt. I did see that. I did notice that. Sniper alert. We're coming down to the end. We'll see what happens. Nut Farm at 15. And that did it. And there they go. Randy at 16. Eric at 16. Nut Farm had a 20 hiding in there, but he got it done at 15. So you guys must have been seeing it on your end a little quicker than me. But at the 130, I had Nut Farm at 15. I would much rather take your guys' extra money, but that's not fair to everybody. I tell you, it's based on what I see. So they were close. But man, it's been tight. One more plate or not? And then we need to get moving and get finished up yet tonight. So anybody want to do what we'll do? If you got that's a confident yes. All right, let me go grab a plate since we've had so much fun with plates tonight. Okay. A sniper plate. We've done some of these, but it's been a long time. I think this is the last one that I'm going to sell, actually. These don't come up very often. They're super cool. Oh, and a cap. Like I said, we've sold some of these, but it's been a year or two. I found one more that I'm going to let go, and we'll do it right now. These are the sample plates. Anybody remember the sample plates? I've got one or two more prison plates, Big Job, but not tonight. The Kansas sample plates. Number X00. These were the samples like the, these are great. The county, like the treasurer's office may have one of these. They were never issued. They made, 50 or 100 of them to hand out to different offices if they wanted them. Gary at 20. Backside is still brand new. Few scuffs and scratches in the paint. Like I said, I bought a ton of these. I bought a collection of these, and I went through them, and we sold a few of them. Most of them I am keeping. I've probably got 15 or 20 of these I'm keeping from various years and various styles. This is the only one in the box right now, and I think the rest of them I'm planning on keeping. The 1976 Kansas sample plate. Michael at 30, and here we go. We're on the timer. No, I had various years of them. They would, every year they would make a new one, so as the license plates changed. So I've got several different years of them. Gary, 31. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Mary, 35. Michael, 50. And 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. This one's already getting interesting. Michael's sitting out there at 50, swinging hard. Man, maybe I should sell more of them. I thought they were kind of cool. And, obviously being in Kansas, I like the Kansas plates. But you're right, Gary. Maybe I should grab one or two more. Yeah, Michael may have this one locked up. We're going to find out here in a few seconds. And that did it. Michael at 50. All right. was a lot of fun tonight, guys. Let's keep moving forward. Hudson Badge. Let's catch a little story time, talk about the raffle. We all know Mary's in the raffle, but a few other you got in yet this week as well, so we definitely want to catch that. Yes, it was. It was a good auction night. Thanks for playing along, everybody. Had a blast. Story time. Back to the scrapbooks. Back to the photo albums of cars Dad did decades ago. We're going to do a twofer tonight. How's Pioneer Village going? That's a great question. I have not got up there yet. I have been in contact with Will. We have been talking. I told him I don't get up there here fairly soon. I'm just going to go ahead and send him the check so we keep all of our stuff current on our sponsorships. But man, I really want to get up there and do the content. So still trying to weigh this stuff out and see what we can figure out. Hi, Gray Kitty. Oh, what are you doing? I said, Gray Kitty. She turned around and walked off. You being snotty tonight or what? So we've got a twofer tonight. At the back of this scrapbook, and I talked to Dad about this, and I believe that one was a trade-in on the other because the dates were, he sold these cars 4 days apart from each other. And so based on what I can see on his notes, and of course he don't remember all the specifics, it's about 3 hours, just under 3 hours to Pioneer Village. We'll start off with the 1966 Buick LeSabre and finish up with the 1963 Ford Fairlane. Sounds great, Austin. Did you want me to ship or just put all your stuff in a box for a couple weeks? I think you told me to hold it. Is that correct, Austin? Sounds good to me. We'll get on it, Austin. I'll line your stuff up with Pete's and Kevin L's and Kevin Brown's and everybody else that's coming. So the 1966 Buick LeSabre, Dad did buy this from a co-worker at the Buick dealership where he worked at. Did not need a ton of work. Put some used tires on it, changed oil, front brakes, packed wheel bearings. Sounds good, Brian. We could absolutely do that as well. Sounds great, Big Job. Glad you were here. So we've got a ticket for the brake shoes. $5.70. And then the safety inspection. So this one was pretty quick. Didn't have a lot of time or effort into it. And he actually sold it to another coworker that he was a mechanic with at Dove's, old Delbert. I do remember Delbert. I remember him working there when I was a little kid. So this was not a high profit margin car. And then I think he took this Fairlane in on trade is kind of the way it looks. Thanks, Leo. Glad you were here. So it shows he sold it for $425, and I think the way these notes read, he took the Fairlane in on trade. He sold the 66 LeSabre on May 17th of 1978 for $425, which is obviously a lot of these cars he was doing back then were, $800, $1,000, $1,200. But he said, being as it was Delbert, he would have made him a pretty good deal on it because he was a pretty good guy. So, so it looks like he sold that to Delbert for $425. It got the Fairlane. Shows a trade-in on the Fairlane at $235. Once again, the Fairlane, there again, a pretty quick one. Replaced an idler arm bushing, serviced it, replaced the seat bottom and clean up, balanced a couple tires, and ran an ad on it. So we've got ticket for probably the bushing for $1.86 on the Fairlane. The safety inspection, which isn't much. All these, whenever I say safety inspection, this is basically all they are. They just say safety inspection, has the ticket on it. 511 of 78. And this was in the paper. He paid for the ad May 20th of 1978. 1963 Ford Fairlane, safety inspected, runs good, $385. Ad starts May 21st. Ad expires May 23rd. And he sold it on, according here, on May 21st. So he sold it the first day it came out. So these were very, very quick ins and outs. It looks like this one ticket on the Buick was from April. Got that done. Actually was probably trading in the Fairlane from the guy he worked with. So that's why the safety inspection was actually done a couple days before they actually did the deal. But that meant that Dad sold had the Fairlane ready to sell immediately as well. And back then, things were pretty tight, and that kept money rolling. That all happened, within 2 weeks, and that's what he had to do to keep things rolling back then. So, May of 78, I was 3.5. My sister would have been just over a year, 15, 16 months, not even a year and a half. So he had to keep things moving. There was no option to not keep things moving at that point. With me being 3.5 and her being just 15, 16 months old, things had to keep moving. So those two were very, very quick flips. Didn't stick around long. Made a few bucks and went down the road and on to the next one on the 66 LeSabre and the 63 Fairlane. So yeah, you do have a great birthday this week. Big job. The raffle, real quick like. Like we said, we know Mary's in. Because she got her free batch from the drawing last week. So we've got Mary's name in the big Buick oil can. Who else got in this week? Big job. And Briggs Garage, Adam Briggs. Yeah, it'd be nice, Brian, wouldn't it? So anyway, I guess we'll probably go ahead and start wrapping up. I don't think there's any much point in tearing into the magazine. We're getting close to being going 2.5 hours. Couple things coming up this week I want to run by you too. Wednesday night, Car Auction Real Estate, the company that I work with on F&E Collector Auto Auction. Jim and Chris, my partners on that deal, they have an auction coming up next Friday. I am going out to help set that up tomorrow unless things change. I need to double check. The tentative plan was to go set that up tomorrow. If that's the case, I will probably shoot that tomorrow, an auction preview. Sounds great, Austin. See you later. And then since that auction is scheduled for next Friday, next Wednesday, I will probably just throw that video up for everybody by itself. So last week's member video will not go out till the following Wednesday. So if we do one public video Wednesday, we're just going to skip the member video this week. So the last Wednesday's member video won't be until next Wednesday, if that comes together. Sounds great, Dirty. Thanks. See you later, Mark. So keep that in mind. Obviously, we're going to attempt Toy Tuesday once again. We'll see how that works. Great, Randall. Appreciate it. And hopefully that hangs in there. And we'll get into some more signs probably this week because the signs are piling up that I haven't shared with you. Addie found a couple of killer toys yesterday, but she still got those. Man, she got some great toys yesterday. So excited about those. Can't wait to share those with you. It's on Mecum, Mecum.com. And I don't remember what lot number would I give you? F329. Yep. See, Addie's with us. Yep. Addie found some great toys. Actually, Addie found a toy that we've been after for years. Years. I mean, a great toy. Condition is outstanding. One of the best ones we've ever seen. And so it's going to be a while before we can share that with you, but absolutely amazing piece. Yes. Addie about cried when she actually seen it and realized that it really was actually a real one right in front of her, and it was for sale. It had a price tag on it. So yeah, that's how good this piece is. We were pretty excited about it. Like I said, a piece that we've been looking for years. We've seen a few here and there. Condition was never great. Haven't even seen one. And haven't even seen one in a few years. Addie's going to go get it and give it a hug. So absolutely amazing Marks piece that we're super excited about. So can't wait to share that with you. It's just going to be a while till the next time I see her and get it. And but man, just absolutely amazing. But that's what she said when she seen it and it soaked in. That really it was actually one of these toys that we've been looking for 10 or 12 years, and it was right in front of her, and it had a price tag on it. So she's going to give it a hug for all of us tonight, and then we'll share it with you as soon as we can. A list of swap meets in your area. I don't remember where you're at, Dirty, but yeah, Facebook's always a good place to look, but I don't remember where you're located at. So, but man, that was exciting. Needless to say, I can't wait to share that piece with you. Awesome, Matt. Appreciate that. So, no, Kevin, have not seen anything from you in the last week or two. So maybe Monday, hopefully. Unless Gray Kitty ate it. Hey, dummy. Gray Kitty. So haven't seen anything from you, Kevin. But we'll get it figured out. I'm not worried about it. Yep, hopefully tomorrow. So anyway, we'll see how things go on videos this week. And I'll know Tuesday night if we're going to do that. If we'll just have a normal public video. Great Kitty bought sardines. Yeah. Did you buy sardines? She's over there licking her leg, giving herself a bath. Hey, goofball. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. So, anyway, we'll keep you updated on that. We'll do Toy Tuesday live. Friday night, we'll be back on a normal schedule, I believe. Yes. Last Friday's member video will be public Friday night. We'll have a new member video next Friday. And if this auction setup thing doesn't come through tomorrow, then I will, we'll do a Wednesday night will be normal. Friday night from the gathering, I'm sure we'll do another live. Speaking of video changes to the format as far as the member videos versus the public videos, I'm sure we'll do a live from the brewery that night as well. So anyway, still time to get in. If it looks like it's going to work out for you, I know we're getting close enough now. A lot of people are starting to see what their schedules look like. So get with me, get with Pete, get on the list, and so I can get Mark a head count on getting food ready. It's going to be a great day. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to see some of you guys. Glad Kenny's got flights booked. Bill has flights booked. And it's going to be a fun weekend. So anyhow, with that, I think we'll go ahead and wind things down, get ready to wrap this one up. The 70 Caprice 4-door video, that is probably, I don't have that binder in here to see when I've got that scheduled. That binder must still be out in the shop. It is shot. I just don't remember when I've got it on the schedule. So anyway, all that stuff's coming up. The video on the 78 F250 is coming up. Lots of fun things happening. Obviously, lots of new inventory hitting the ground this week. We'll see how things go at the auction next week. I'm sure there'll be a good crowd there. I don't know if I'll buy much, but yeah, it's always fun to go to an auction, right? Right, Great Kitty? Yes, you're the great kitty. And that's right. Just like Kevin says, everybody have a great week. We'll see some of you Tuesday evening and on some Toy Tuesday, checking out some more signs. We'll get some more content up yet this week. And as always, we sure hope to see you right back here next Sunday night for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Thanks to everybody who participated in the auction tonight and participated in the chat. You guys are what makes this happen. I'm just the guy that sits here behind the webcam. Your guys' participation is what makes this what it is. A great group of a great bunch of people having a great time. So have a good week, everybody, and we'll see hopefully all of you next Sunday night. Thanks for watching, everybody.